Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and we have a report of more corruption with the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL and his thugs. As you know, I've been fighting the corruption here for years, and finally lately it's getting pretty interesting. I got death threats because I was helping this one case where a 27-year-old drunk white racist guy said crap to three young black boys, and the black boy, of course, he was just walking down the street, and he went up to the swale, and he was like, "What'd you say?" And the drunk white guy threw his beer can at him, cut his face 3 stitches, and then after that he punched him 3 times and knocked his 2 front teeth out. And the family contacted me, and I started helping out with the case, and things were really weird. I mean, first of all, the name Cephalo was like, God, I know that name. And then we heard that 9 white Charlotte County Sheriff deputies showed up and arrested no one. And worse than that, they charged a little 12-year-old black boy, man. I was like, what the fudge with the salt? I was like, this is weird. And then it got worse. We come to find out the investigator that's on it is somebody I used to know, and I was like, oh my freaking God, man. And so that even got worse. So I gave him what information I know to help him out, and wow, death threats, racist comments like you wouldn't believe. Somebody pretended to be the Charlotte County Sheriff on YouTube and wrote some really bad stuff. So somebody turned them in. I mean, it was nuts. And then from a Charlotte County Sheriff deputy cop, we started getting text saying I am hateful for fighting Charlotte County Sheriff deputies' corruption. Wow. Are you freaking serious? You know, that's what's sad is I can't lie. Unlike these gods, which we made them gods, they should not be gods. They can lie their ass off and do and say whatever they want, but I cannot. So whatever I say is true because I can't lie. That's illegal. But they can because they're corrupt as hell. So I asked that person for the second time in 1 year, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because I let a lot of people know what's going on here in case anything happens or goes wrong. And I let a cop know what happened, and even the cop told me, you got to do a video on this. This is not cool, man. So for the second time in a year, I had to, send an email to this guy saying, knock it off, quit contacting us. Because that same person threatened me with arrest 1 year ago if I contacted them or their family. It was really messed up, man. So I did the same a year ago, and here we got another year, and he frickin' did it again, man. I was like, oh my God, I'm hateful for fighting corruption? Are you freaking serious? So here it is. This is the email I got back, and this is why I'm doing it. This is not cool. So here I am. Do not talk to my wife. The lawyer has everything. Wow. Quit contacting me, harassing me, defamation of character is legal, emails are unwanted. I will never respond back. Fuck you. Wow. That is why I do Cop Watch. And in fact, this person is why I started Cop Watch. Because after hearing of all the corruption for freaking years, I couldn't believe my ears. I'm a libertarian constitutionalist, and wow, this is like talking to a guy from the KGB and or Nazi Germany, man. Wow. So this is a video for you guys to know how bad it is and how corrupt it is out here in Charlotte County. Yeah, keep your eyes out, man. This is sad. Wow. If you tell the truth and fight corruption, you will be threatened with arrest and a lawsuit. Very, very sad.
Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummell did nothing. This has all the signs of a hate crime. But the racist sheriff and his deputies did nothing. I personally knew one of the racist deputies. He called black people niggers so many times at his house that his 5-year-old kid in public said, "Daddy, there's a nigger." He took the kid home and said, "If you see a black person, we are going to call them Canadians. Because black people don't like it when you call them niggers in public." This is why I help COPWATCH. 68 million views on YouTube proves I might be right. youtube.com/user/live-free-or-die-people. Cops, no charge for man who knocked 12-year-old's teeth out. By Ann Easker. Staff writer. Brittany Graham was at work when she received a FaceTime call from her 12-year-old son Malachi, showing how his 2 front teeth had been knocked out by a 27-year-old man he said called him the N-word. The man, Vincent Cephalo, 27, of Port Charlotte, has not been arrested, but the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office has turned the case over to the state attorney with a request to charge Malachi with assault. Graham said her son has to go down Cephalo's road each day to get home from school because of the detour from Midway Boulevard. Around 4 p.m. Wednesday, Cephalo was drinking beer on his porch when her son and a few other kids were walking home. He told the N children to get off of his street, she said. Malachi went up and asked the man what he meant, and Cephalo allegedly said, "Come in arm's length and I'll show you." Malachi said, "No, you're a grown man," and Cephalo reportedly hit him 3 times, knocking out Malachi's 2 front teeth and striking him with a beer can. Graham said Malachi has never been in trouble in his life. She's a single parent with a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and 12-year-old Malachi. He takes care of his younger brothers and has never gotten into an altercation with another child. "I feel failed," she said. "I go to work 6 days a week and pay taxes for these officers to serve and protect my children, and they are labeling him as a young, punk kid. They questioned parents and kids that aren't even there. They didn't question my son. They didn't get a statement from him." According to the incident report, the CCSO deputy investigating the incident deemed Cephalo's actions as self-defense. Witnesses who claimed to see the event gave varied, inconsistent accounts. A friend of Malachi's gave a similar account to Brittany's. He said Cephalo told the kids to get out of the roadway, and Malachi yelled back, "Shut up, I know you ain't talking to us." Cephalo then told Malachi to come over, and the two argued until Cephalo threw a beer can at Malachi and hit him 3 times with a closed fist. He said no one went onto Cephalo's property, and Malachi never tried to hit or push him. Another witness, who said he isn't friends with Malachi but goes to school with him, said Malachi attempted to push Cephalo before the man punched him. He said Malachi was on Cephalo's property at the time. According to Cephalo's own statement, he told the kids to clear the road, and they became verbally confrontational, cursing at him and saying this was their block. He claimed Malachi charged at him, and he told the juvenile he would hit him if he came on his property. He claimed he felt he was going to get jumped as Malachi continued to approach. He had a beer can in his hand but does not recall what happened to the beer can, the report stated. He does not recall if he threw it or if it came out of his hand when he put his hands up to defend himself. Graham said she arrived at the scene before the sheriff's office personnel, and they kept her and Malachi there for an hour and a half but took no statement from him. "I finally had enough and said, I've got to get my baby to the hospital," she said. At the emergency room, doctors were able to put Malachi's teeth back in his mouth, but Graham said they're still waiting to see whether they attach right or end up dying. When the deputy met up with her at the hospital, Malachi had a mouthful of gauze and couldn't talk. She asked if they were pursuing charges for Cephalo and was told they weren't because he was afraid for his life. How did he feel threatened enough to hit a child hard enough to knock out his 2 front teeth, she asked. Cephalo, as an adult, should have walked away. He's going to have a scar on his face for the rest of his life. Due to the inconsistent witness statements, the report was submitted to the state attorney's office with a warrant request for the crime of assault on the part of Malachi. Katie Heck, public information officer for the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, said the state attorney will review the request, and if they determine the charges are not appropriate, the request will be denied. Email, aeasker@sun-herald.com. Malachi, 12, lost 2 front teeth after allegedly being punched by Vincent Cephalo, 27. Facebook photo.
After that kid and his friends threatened him coming onto his property.
Getting our hands on some video that shows what happened after a bizarre confrontation in Port Charlotte.
A 12-year-old got punched so hard it knocked some of his teeth out. 4 in the Corner's Deborah Souverain finding out the man who threw the punch says he did it in self-defense after that kid and his friends threatened him coming onto his property. Deb?
Amy and Patrick, the child says he never actually stepped foot on the man's property, but he does admit to walking over to him after he heard the man yelling. We also spoke to the man who punched the child in the face. He says the children were blocking traffic and he simply wanted them to go home. 12-year-old Malachi and his friends say they were on their way home from school when a man began yelling at them.
He was screaming at us, cursing at us, calling us the N-word, and then he came down into the middle of his yard, and I was like, who are you talking to? Then he came down to the sidewalk and said, come in arm's length, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
This is what he says his face looked like after the incident.
When I realized my teeth were dangling in my mouth, it was kind of shocking. I didn't know what was going on.
It was like a nightmare. I just knew I had to get there, and I had to get there fast.
The boy's parents are upset because the man who did this to Malachi was not arrested.
Where is it okay for an adult to take the law into his own hands and to strike a kid hard enough to knock out his teeth? Where is that acceptable? In what country is that acceptable?
According to this incident report, the man who punched Malachi was 27-year-old Vincent Cervallo.
Originally, this is where the altercation took place, right here.
He spoke to 4 in Your Corner to tell his side of the story.
I told them that they all need to back off, and if they come on my property, I'm going to defend myself. And they were just like, you won't hit us, you won't hit us, and they started to surround me.
He says it all started when he yelled at the kids to get out of the road because they were blocking traffic. This cell phone video captures the moments after Malachi was punched. Vincent says he acted in self-defense.
He touched me, and I let my hand out, and I ended up hitting him. It was not my intention to hit anybody that hard. It was not my intention to knock teeth out. It was not my intention to do harm or just cause any kind of trouble.
Vincent says he never expected things to escalate to violence, and now he's pressing charges against 12-year-old Malachi for assault, something the teen and his parents can't understand.
He's not going to jail, and nothing's happening to him, and he's basically getting away with it right now.
I want the man in jail.
The state attorney's office will be reviewing this case, and Vincent tells us he's been receiving death threats ever since images of Malachi began making rounds on social media. Today we saw a deputy escort him from his home for safety reasons. The children say they just want justice. Reporting in Port Charlotte, Deborah Souverain, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, thank you, Deborah.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done...
for life hating so much.
Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before,
Sheriff's getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I'd like to thank you for all your years of support through the years. As a result, this channel has grown and allowed me an equity partnership in carmarshal.com. Please take the time to check them out. They help you buy and sell your next car, even have a negotiating tool to save you from the hassle of haggling with multiple dealers. The link is in the description below. Please click and help support and give if you can too through PayPal or Patreon. Thanks again. Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade. website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts. 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. It is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself. 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not. They're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in, no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. and that he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.